Met a pretty little thing in Baton Rouge. Had fever in her eye for my Bayou Blues. She got down from her 6-inch heels, and she whispered in my ear, "My God, are you real? I wanna feel your love when you say my name." I said, "Love and lust are not the same."
Met you in the crowd with the lights down. Music turned up, had the bass loud. Girl, you said that you love me and love my sound. Say you tryna come back out to my house. Told your baby you could love the lifestyle. You like how the light hit the bus down. You love how the cameras flash soon as I come around. Girl, you love that I'm drawing the crowd, but it ain't what you need. It's an addiction for women to see how I'm living and think I'm in search of a queen. I'm in search of a
Interesting.
You ever meet somebody and immediately know? Yeah, that's probably the wrong one to fuck with. I'm the wrong one to keep pushing, wrong one to keep testing, wrong one to mistake for calm just cause I ain't over expressing. You keep mistaking silence for softness, that's a dangerous read. Cut a bone, don't do loud threats, I just let shit proceed. Motherfucker, I don't got internet anger, I got real life irritation. The kind built over years, bad jobs, bad moods, bad sleep, bad people. Show me state pressure sitting deep in my bloodstream. Different type of man. You can tell who grew up around consequence and who just discovered confidence online. That's why y'all talk so reckless now, cause nobody ever split your comfort open properly. So now every room full of weak dudes turn into a contest for attention. Meanwhile I'm sitting there thinking, y'all really don't know when to stop talking, huh? And that's dangerous around somebody like me, cause I don't instantly react, I observe first. That's what make me the wrong one. I'm the wrong one to keep pushing, wrong one to keep testing, wrong one to mistake for calm just cause I ain't over expressing. You keep mistaking silence for softness, that's a dangerous read. Cut a boom, don't do loud threats, I just let shit proceed. And I hate fake peace energy too. That shit with somebody disrespect you, then 5 minutes later wanna offer a beer. Nah, motherfucker, stand on it. You was brave a second ago, now suddenly you're smiling, shoulder touching, calling me brother, trying to smooth over your own mouth. Makes me wanna hit you worse, honestly, cause now I know you're weak for real. See, real men need the minute or they didn't, but all that halfway back pedal shit, that's panic. And panic's real strong as hell on certain people, that's why habit grow different, less performance, more weight in me. I ain't trying to be feared, I'm just not built to tolerate disrespect comfortably. That's a completely different thing. You ever notice the loudest dudes always the safest dudes in the room? Yeah, think about that. I'm the wrong shit proceed. That's your warning right there.
Bypass the gatekeepers!
No signatures needed. They wanted me to wait for a green light in the lobby, but we started pouring the concrete long before they noticed. Built without permission, check the layout.
Let's roll!
Yeah, no rubber stamps on the paperwork I hold. Just out here spinning pure independent gold. Left the waiting room, walk straight to the block, putting every asset in a heavy duty lock. Bypass the boardroom, ignore the red tape, giving this massive empire a beautiful shape. They wanted me to bow, wait in line for my turn while I was gathering the fuel to make the system burn. Got that high sheer acceleration in my feet, dominating every single lane on the street. Yeah, the structure is up, check the master design, operating completely outside their little line. The boss in the office can cancel my day, I'm just cruising smoothly down a sunny highway. Every single roadblock was a comedy routine. I'm navigating the most pristine machine. Got the traffic momentum rolling heavy and bright.
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite cosmic warrior, Beck Etch, down the Galactic Transmission. Let's get a prayer in. Let's tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding and protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
An absolute mountain of independent life. Can you feel the momentum beginning to clear? Every single fake barrier is starting to disappear. Keep your chin to the stars, let the frequency rise. Yeah, we out here claiming the ultimate prize. Built without permission, watch the empire grow. Let's go. We out here winning on this incredible show. Loving the identity, yeah, loving the soul. This is the absolute frequency of total control. That's right. All the gatekeepers left and the channel is clear. We are dominating seasons every day of the year. Celebrate the structure, yeah, celebrate the drive. We are overriding systems and we feeling alive. Got that Kendrick authenticity holding the line without ever letting the committee redesign. Drake on the arrange and Travis filling the space, but my own executive choice is leading the race. No cap, no toxic permissions allowed here.
You know, our own executive choices. You know, what is that? That's the energy of being a commander of your mind, being a commander of your life. But not just that, it's the recognition that you're always manifesting. But it's the recognition of, it's the big recognition that we're always manifesting something. And whenever we find ourselves in a continuous situations we don't prefer, it's, well, because there's something that our spirit team has been trying to teach us in ways that they would prefer because it's easier on us. But we ignore it and ignore it and ignore it. And then eventually we just get sat on our ass and we learn our lesson. Eventually we fucking come to the, finally the light bulb goes on. But it's a game changer. What is that? It's finally being able to see in the dark. But it's no longer dark. But that's interesting too. It's the perceived things, the things that we perceived as only negative. Well, we always perceive it that way when we're not able to find the lesson, when we're even unaware that there even was a lesson to be found. Normally we just think the lesson was, you know, what others did to us, and that's never the true lesson.
The track, we just keep moving forward, no looking back. Self-acceptance is the currency I choose to spend, guaranteeing a victory that'll never end. Let the architecture, the pillars are real, unbreakable cement, heavy duty steel, solid. No asking for an invitation to the table. We just went ahead and built a whole new label. I'm alive, I accept my path, love the choices I made. Walking in.
But building a new label, that's back to the CEO energy. But what would that be? You know, breaking free and starting on your own. Breaking free and starting off on your own. You know, but it's like Prison Break, right? But it's the show. But what was Prison Break? You know, what was all the tattoos, all the blueprints for the prison? What was all that? What is it? It's you know, it's our whole life that's been planned out. You know, our whole life, all of our trials, all of our tests, everything that makes us qualified for our position. That makes us qualified for our position.
Open out of the shade. The blueprint is flawless, the numbers are high. Heading straight past the roof, right to the sky. Feel the momentum beginning to clear. Every single fake barrier is starting to disappear. Keep your chin to the stars, let the frequency rise. Yeah, we out here claiming the ultimate prize. Listen, do it up for me, sure, stay up high and grow. Rise up, we out here winning on this incredible show. Loving the identity and loving the soul. This is the absolute frequency of total control. All the gatekeepers left and the channel is clear. We are dominating seasons every day.
All the gatekeepers have left. But what's the gatekeepers? You know, well, it's many of them, right? A lot of times it's ourself, it's our false programming, but it's the gatekeepers are gone. You know, but it's breaking free of what? Breaking free of society, breaking free of religion, because you can't go on a spiritual journey. The spiritual journey isn't found in churches. They're not found in any religion. It's not found in any fucking religion. That's for somebody.
Yeah, celebrate destruction, can't celebrate the drive. We are overriding systems and we feeling the biggest illusion they sell you is that you need an okay to build your dream, you know?
You know what's delicious? I don't know if I've shared it on here yet. Maybe not. I don't know. I know I've shared it a lot. I've shared it with a lot of people at work. But there's this cool little... when I worked at this Italian restaurant, there was this farmer from one of the Dakotas, right? But he put me on to basil water. Because everyone's had like a cucumber water or a mint water. Everyone's had that basic ass shit, right? Not to say it's not good, right? But a basil water. That was my first time. And it can be made with all the scraps that you would throw away anyways. And it's literally, it's different and it's refreshing. And so, if you've never had it before, next time, don't just throw your basil stems away. Or even throw in some full leaves in there. And it's a game changer. It tastes good. It's refreshing. Give it a shot.
Wait, yo, what? When you stop looking for external stamps, your own universe actually starts to grow. They didn't give you the key because they gave you base. So we just broke the locks and rearranged the entire space. Be proud of your structure, of the castle you made. You are the absolute master of your own specific shade. Facts on so square, the shoulders give the universe a smile. We are running completely ahead by a mile. We are dominating seasons every day of the year. Celebrate destruction, yeah, celebrate the drive. We are overriding systems and we're feeling alive. Stillness in the chaos. Presence over pressure. Let's go. breeze in the storm. Turn pain into purpose, that's how I transform. Every thought is a spell, every word is a seed. So I speak life only, yeah, I water my knees.
But it's the words. But it's spell work. It's the spell work, the triggering. But what would that be? That would be like some sort of like wishing mental magic upon you, right? Making you self-talk negatively about yourself. But it's a thin line between, critiquing ourselves, right? It's like, well, we're always judging, but not from the eyes of, it's looking for ways to improve. And you can't find ways to improve if you're not looking at everything. But it's to be able to look at everything without judgment, and only to give judgment where judgment is due. But it's the proper judgment. It's the weighing of the scales. It's the weighing of the scales, but it's chigger, but it's tiger, but the stripes. Tigers have stripes. But it's Tigger. It's Tigger. It's me. But it's our uniqueness. It's what makes us us. What makes us us. It's our essence. And our essence is what? Our essence at a core, it's not all the negative, all the false fucking programming. At a core, it's speaking life into ourselves. At the core, it's speaking life into others. And at the core, it's wanting the best for all. Because wanting the best for all is also wanting the best for ourselves. It's not the selfishness. That's what it is too. Is how could you be? But sometimes selflessness looks like selfishness. It's the balancing of the scales. It's the balancing of our own scales. But it's balancing our energy, right? It's our energy. We have the choice what to do with it. But it's sometimes, we pull all of our power back. We pull all of our energy back. Not necessarily because others have wronged us, just because we have things that we're trying to do for ourselves. And, but it's even more reasons for us to do it when we know that the people that we're pulling our energy back from, they've shown us time and time and time again why we shouldn't continue to pour into their cup. They're poor stewards of it. When we're good stewards of our own, why would we and should we knowingly pour into other people's cups that are poor stewards? Something I've been going through a lot with work is people ask me to do their work. It's like, man, you push your work off all the time for everyone else. And it's like, I won't do your work for you. Fuck no. I'll take you up there and I'll show you how to do it. Oh, I got a lot to do right now. Yeah, because you've been sitting on your ass the whole fucking time doing nothing. So I'm supposed to feel bad for you? I don't feel shit for you. You want me to show you? I'll teach you how to fish. I'm not going to fish for you. Motherfucker, pick up a pole and go learn to fish. You've been here, oh, I wish someone taught me this a couple years ago. Motherfucker, I've showed you this multiple times in the last couple months. You're just fucking stupid.
I don't move out of fear, I move clear and nowhere. Heart open, crown lit, yeah, I'm grounded, I'm there. Had to shed old skin just to step in my glow. Had to slow it all down just to learn how to flow. Ooh, mind on peace, soul on gold. I release what I'm not, I become what I know. I heal, I grow, I manifest and I flow. Every breath that
But healing, growing, manifesting, but it's with every breath that we speak. With every breath that we speak. But it's the people that want us to just sow the gardens for them so that they can reap the harvest. It's motherfucker, here's the seeds, here's the water, here's the manual, do it. Follow my example. But it's following our example. But what examples are we setting? Who do we look up to? Who are we looking up to? But it's when we're looking externally instead of internally. That's the first mistake. That's the greatest mistake.
let the energy go. I'm alive, I'm awake, yeah, I'm in full control. I heal, I grow, I manifest and I flow. I don't chase validation, I attract what is true. Universe in my veins, I remember the view. Ancestors in my blood, hit the drum when I move. Every step is a prayer, every bar is a truth. I've been unlearning limits that they handed to me. Breaking cycle generationally. From the root to the ground, let the light overflow. I'm the river, not the block, let the current just go. Still my deep breath, let it show. What's meant for me finds me when I move slow. I heal, I grow, I manifest and I.
But it's the moving slow part. But oh, that's interesting too. It's in reverse. Because the tater thought is the energy of just having fun. It's living life in the fast lane. But it's slowing things down. What is slowing things down though? And living in the moment. But what's the moment? The moment is reflection, reflecting on ourselves, on our actions, on our emotions, those things that we normally avoid sitting in. And so we try to hop in the fast lane and scoot the fuck out. But that's not where the realizations happen. That's not where the growth happens. It doesn't happen from turning around and running away from it. It happens from facing it head on.
From intention to action, yeah, I already know. I don't force, I allow, let the universe roll. I heal, I grow, I manifest and I flow.
I am not late, I am not lost, I am in rhythm, no matter the cause. I trust the unseen.
It's the not lost part. It's no longer frozen, but it's the not lost. ABC agents, our spirit team. It's our guidance. It's the way our spirit team speaks to us. But it's the way that they've always spoken to us. We just weren't aware of it. But it's interesting too, the awakening. But it's the opening of the eye, the first eye, the true eye. The true eye.
Everything I seek is seeking me blood.
I grow, I manifest and I flow. Say it once for the mind, once for the soul. Say it loud, say it low, let it echo and glow. I heal, I grow, I manifest and I flow.
Manifest and flow.
I flow.
Manifest and flow.
But it's the flowing part. What I was seeing is like a diamond floating down the river, right? But it's celebrating achievements, ments, plural, multiple one. It's all of our gifts. But that's what it's tapping into our spiritual DNA. It's more than we tap into, the more than we unlock. And it's like, I hope you're not just limiting yourself to just one thing. I hope you're not just limiting yourself to like, this is what you're known by. This is what, I hope you're not just limiting yourself to that. Because you're worthy of so much more. You're so much greater. We're all worthy of so much greater. But it's the limitations we put on ourselves. You have to free your mind so you can free your soul.
I flow.
I've seen darkness with no light. Shadow try to trade my addiction for my soul. Try to take my heart, live it and be with the old. But my spirit never signed that contract. Feet on earth, let the drum talk. God frequency, make my blood walk. Every scar got a lesson. Every loss got a blessing. I was cracked open, so was not broken. Heart still broken. Just remembering the words that went unspoken. Fire don't die when the flames eternal. My soul is the universe in this journal. Divine spark, light me up, divine spark. Rise me up from the dark. I remember.
But it's the divine spark lighting me up. But it's the pulling on our energy, right? Easily offended. But it's interesting too, frozen, but it's like frozen accounts. Because, energy is our true currency. But frozen accounts is what? But How dare you? It's the energy of how dare you call your power back and use it for yourself. How dare you? How dare you stop, using your energy to solve our problems for ourselves. How dare you? How dare you? But a lot of people, if you sit back and you observe them, you watch how they shot themselves in the foot that way. They shot themselves in the foot that way. And then they want to cry, oh, woe is me. Oh, my foot. Oh, my other foot. Oh, both my feet. It's motherfucker, stop shooting yourself. Give me that fucking gun. It's what the fuck's wrong with you? And then, I'm supposed to feel bad for you? I'm supposed to feel bad for you? Get the fuck out of here.
Who I am, who I was, who I'm becoming, divine spark. Give my shit, divine spark. Give my breath, ancient flame. I protect, I don't know from the dark, I end up bees with the mark. Heartbeat for the earth in my veins.
But it's the investigation. It's the investigation. It doesn't take much to see the signs, to see everything that's right in front of us. It doesn't take a lot of work. It's more work lying to ourselves about what we know. It's more work, it's more energy, it's more draining of us to continue to do something that we know we're not supposed to. And I'm being brought back to that going with the flow and then forcing things. Anything forced is unnatural, and anything unnatural is bound for failure. But it's where does it trace back to though? Where does it trace back to? What's the point of failure? Is it on our end? Sometimes, more often than not, because a lot of people, they don't want to take accountability. It's a lot easier but it's interesting too. It's the energy of pointing out, always shifting the blame. It's a lot easier to shift the blame when it's different groups and different circles of people. We can always blame, interesting, Republicans and Democrats. You know what I mean? The Democunts. Oh my God. Oh man. I love Maine. I got a sweet spot for Maine, but holy fuck, I couldn't even believe that Maine even had whatever. It didn't last long. It didn't last long. You're on there Googling on a live interview. You're doing Google responses on a live interview. It's you did not give your group a really good view. They didn't shine a good light on it. It was a mockery. It was a disgrace. But how did that even pass through? How did that even pass through? Who okayed that? Who did any research? And that's who they went to support. It's like they'll support just about anyone these days. Literally just about anyone. I didn't think that, their current governor, she's a work of art. And not a good one, but hey, it's a work of art to somebody, right? And obviously it's enough, but you can't even say that enough people really voted for with all the voting scams going on. All these monitoring spirits. The scams, the monitoring spirits. But it's the confusion. You know what I mean? It's listening to, it's, my God, it couldn't even pass as a woman. And it's like, then you listen to it speak and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? But sometimes it's listening to the own words that come out of her own mouth. It's like, what the fuck? That's interesting too. But it's like, what? Time hops. We look back at some of our old posts and shit. And we look back at some of our mentalities and where we were in that place of life. And it's like interesting. Being brought to the stuck part. Well, stuck with what? Old mentalities. Some people never grow out of them. But it's interesting too. It's back to the confusion. It's some people. It's easier for them to try to get the whole world to conform to them than to admit their confusion. You really think you're going to win a battle against the whole world instead of yourself? You're better off just going against yourself than the whole world. Like you're just confused. Oh, it's the confusion. And then we get all society, enforcing and reinforcing the confusion. And are we really helping ourselves by coddling to people's feelings and by using their proper pronouns? And they're not even fucking proper. It's in their world, in their reality, but not in the real fucking world, which is where most of us exist in.
Bloodline orders in space and time. Ancestors from through my bones saying, child, you were never alone. Now shit is getting out cold. Cut cords, I don't answer to. Fear was loud, truth was quiet. Spirit got me on that alkaline diet. I don't chase light, I generate it. I don't let fade, I demonstrate it. Every step is a prayer in motion. Every word is a manifestation that's spoken. I speak from the now where the vision's made. Every word I breathe is a sacred vow. I turn what I feel into form and own it. Manifesting like all the futures into the present moment. Divine spark, light me up. Divine spark, rise me up from.
You know, but the divine spark. You know, seek thee first, internally. The divine spark that resides in each and every one of us. You know, but it's the misconception that we need anyone else to find that spark in us. It's the misconception that you know, one, that the spark could ever go out. That we're relying on someone else to spark something in us that never went out. We think what the fuck do we need a spark for? It's the false illusion. It's someone else can just, it's amplifying the spark that's already in us. Sometimes that's what's necessary for our eye to really truly open to it. But it's never been out. But that's the realization that a lot of us need to come to.
The dog, I remember. I only drum, I only ember. Divine spark in my veins. Divine spark in true flame. I activate my light in every shadow I remain. I don't need permission to shine. I am a sauce enough, I was my divine spark. Stealing glass, the skyline breeze. Quiet currents underneath. Figures shifting out of view. No one sees who pulls it through. Rooms where nothing ever leaks. Decisions made in steady speech. Polished floors and measured tone. Power moving all alone. Faces trained to never.
You know, but it's the polishing, right? It's the polishing. True colors exposed. You know, but what I'm getting the energy of, it's like polishing family secrets. It's like, but it's family actions, right? And so it's a turd, but we're gonna try to polish it enough and make everyone think it's gold. Hey, you see this gold? You know what I mean? But it's the illusions, right? But it's the mask, it's the illusions, right? That we put over things, and why? But what is it? But it's the divine guidance. It's a seeking spiritual guidance. It's guidance. It's all internally. It's all internally. It's all being revealed internally. You know, but it's the things that get revealed. It's so many different angles. But, well, it's more than just the angles. It's from different... It's from different levels of consciousness. You know? People... so quick to mislabel, you know... We misjudge wisdom. And for what? For propaganda studying? for being well versed on propaganda is what it is, because it's not true facts. True, but it's the knowledge that's internal. We're all connected through collective consciousness, right? We all have the ability. The Christ is within each and every one of us. Christ consciousness. We can tap into it. Each and every one of us can. Each and every one of us has the possibility to, the ability to. But abilities. But the opportunities that our family members have, the opportunities that they had to walk the same path, to take some of the same steps, but yet didn't. For whatever reason, they didn't. Whether it be the shoes were too heavy, the path was too wide, for whatever reason. It's generational curses. You don't reach Christ consciousness by being liked by your family. It's the black sheep that call things for how they are, that's not afraid to offend people. And sorry, not sorry. It is what it is.
Say every word a Titan script, nothing said that's out of line. Every thought pre-designed, shadows working behind the frame. No one ever takes the blame. Lines get drawn without a trace. Names are raised without a face. Feel it creeping through your chest, like a weight you can't address. Everybody stepping straight, moving at.
Trying to address. I almost bent this card all the way over, but with the cycles ending, what I was getting with is wanting you to loop the cycles. It's not wanting it to end. But it's interesting too, is because what I'm saying is it's like a lot of times we're so close out of it. What I'm getting is the loop, right? It's like the Hot Wheels loop or something, where it's like if you go on the sides, you're gonna go back, keep going back around. But if you go in the center, you're gonna go over. If you start on the edges and you go around and you come back in the center, that's interesting too. Centered, aligned. You come out of it, right? But you have to do what to do that? If you maintain your course, you're going to be stuck in those loops. But what is that? What is changing course though? It's the slight variations of the way that we perceive things, the way that we perceive ourself. The way that we perceive ourselves, but it's the 999, but it's also the 3. It's the mind, the body, and the spirit. It's union. It's everything aligned. That's alignment of all the chakras. It's back to the Christ consciousness. Which is what? Which comes from changing absolutely everything.
A steady pace, borrow thoughts and borrow views. Nothing here you really choose. Keep it quiet, don't resist. Let it run the way it is. Everything stays calm and sound. Long as truth don't come around. Let's grow the cycle spins, pulling everyone back in a flash of anger, flash of praise. All of it just fades.
It's pulling everyone back in. What I was getting with that is interesting. January, I was getting a storm. Everyone thinking that they just created a big storm and then they sent it your way. As if we're not aware that the weather could change at any time. As if we thought that just because the weatherman said to expect a sunny day today doesn't mean that it can't snow. Oh, that's cute. You must never lived in New England. It could be fucking 80 degrees yesterday, you were in shorts, and then tomorrow you're going to be shoveling your fucking driveway. You know, but it's interesting too. It's it's the way that we can be so accustomed to it, where it's like nothing really surprises us at this point. Nothing surprises us enough to really keep us stuck. It's more of a nuisance, an annoyance, a frustration, like, here we go again. And, but it's here we go again. It's interesting too. It's just like, you can change your location, right? But there will always be like a lot of similarities. It could be locational wise, geological wise. It could be the people, the places, the type of places. It's, there's a lot of similarities everywhere you go. There's just slight differences.
Away, lines are drawn and wiped out clean. Nothing's ever what it seems. Voices rise then disappear. Only what they.
Nothing's ever what it seems, but it's thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Motherfucker, the grass is greener where you water it. And guess what? Sometimes where I water it, it's zigzagging back and forth on the line. That's interesting too, the light and dark, but it's the fine balance of both. Confirmation.
Hey, won't you hear? Closed doors, no conversations. Shifting hands in negotiations. By the time it hits the press, it's already been processed. Patterns forming hard to trace.
By the time it hits, it's already been processed. But that's interesting too. It's by the time it's tapping into your spiritual DNA, right? The secret accounts, the spiritual DNA, your drunk DNA, right? It's tapping into that, it's by the time it's visible to some people that's what we're truly tapped into. It's already over. Whatever they were trying to do, it's not going to affect us because it's the realization of already that it's like, yeah, of course, weapons are going to be formed. Yeah, so what? They're going to be formed, but they shall not prosper. And quicker other people realize that, the better. It's just an annoyance to me. But hey, sometimes people have to figure it out the hard way and for themselves. And that's for somebody. And I'm going to wrap those up right there. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for your likes, your shares, your comments, your gifts. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.